This is second grade Into Math, Module 21, Lesson 3. Find and count angles in two-dimensional shapes. I can find and count angles in two-dimensional shapes. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 530. We will start under Build Understanding. Damien wants to count the number of angles in a quadrilateral and in a triangle. So let's take a look at part A together. Circle each angle you find in this shape. Well, let's take a look at our connective vocabulary. An angle is when two sides of a shape meet, they form an angle. So here we have two sides on this shape or quadrilateral, and when they meet, they make an angle, which is right here. All right, so now let's go back to part A. Circle each angle you find on the shape. So we can circle that we see an angle here because that's where two sides meet and they form an angle. There's one here where two sides meet and form an angle. There's one right here where two sides form and create an angle, and one here. So how many angles are there? We found 4 angles. Now let's take a look at part C. Circle each angle you find in this shape. You may want to pause and try this part on your own and come back. We see that there's one angle here where the two sides meet, one angle here where the two sides meet, and another angle here where the two sides meet. So we can answer, how many angles are there? There are 3 angles. Great work. Draw a shape with 4 angles and circle each angle. So you can pause and draw your own shape with 4 angles and then circle them. Or you can follow along with me. I'm just going to draw a rectangle because I know that's a shape that has 4 sides and 4 angles. I'll circle those angles now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have made a shape with 4 angles and I've circled all 4 angles. Let's take a look at the next page, page 531. Rosa wants to count the number of angles in a pentagon and in a hexagon. So my first step is to draw a pentagon and a hexagon. You may want to pause and try this part on your own and come back, or you can follow along with me. I know that a pentagon has 5 sides. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is my pentagon. And I know that the hexagon has 6 sides. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I'm ready for part B. Circle the angles in each shape. Remember that an angle is where two sides of a shape meet and they form an angle. So we can go ahead and circle the angles in each shape. You can pause and try this on your own or follow along with me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 5 angles for the pentagon. And now let's look at the hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job. Now we can count the angles in each shape. So we did count the pentagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can write that in here. 5 angles, and then we look at the hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for the hexagon, there were 6 angles. Great work. Now we're ready for the check for understanding. Larson has a quadrilateral with 4 sides and 4 vertices. How many angles does the quadrilateral have? So we can draw a quadrilateral to help us if we like. If you want to pause and try this part on your own, you may do so or follow along with me. I show 1, 2, 3, 4. there are 4 angles for a quadrilateral with 4 sides and 4 vertices. So I will write that in, 4 angles. Now let's take a look at the second part. Which shape has more angles, a pentagon or a hexagon? Explain. To help solve this problem, I have brought over the pentagon and hexagon drawing that we did in the last part that's on your page. If you'd like to pause and try this part on your own, you may do so, and then come back to check your answer. We can answer that a hexagon has more angles because a hexagon has 6 angles and a pentagon has 5 angles. Great work today. As always, you can go back and rewatch this video, and you can pause anytime as needed. Great job.